तपस्वाध्यायचुश्रूषा कृष्णपूजारतं मुनिम् विश्वेशमिष्टदं वन्दे परिव्राट्चक्रवर्तिनम्. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. Hari Om to all. Welcome back to Bhagavad Gita session. Today we are going to look at Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 verse 38. Up to now Arjuna has spoken about relationships, sin, happiness and responsibility. In this verse, he introduces a crucial distinction. Kauravas are blinded by greed, but we are not. And that difference, Arjuna believes, creates a moral obligation. Let us look at the verse first. Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 verse 38. Yadyapite na pashyanti लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम्. यद्यपि, even though, एते, these people, न पश्यन्ति, do not see or do not realize. Lobhopahata chetasaha, minds clouded and injured by greed. Kulakshaya kritam, caused by destruction of families. Dosham, fault or mistake. Mitradrohe, in betraying friends. Cha and patakam, grave consequences or accumulated sin. Simple meaning of this verse: even though these people whose minds are blinded by greed do not see the fault in destroying families and the grave sin involved in betraying friends. This is the simple meaning of this verse. Let us look at the deeper explanation of this verse. Before we proceed, what Arjuna thinks, we will see first. Arjuna thinks at this stage Krishna could easily ask one question: I did not create this situation. I tried my level best to stop this war. I went as a messenger of peace, but it failed. This quarrel is between you cousins. I could not resolve this conflict with peace or my advice or anything. Can you resolve it now? That question Krishna might ask. For that, in mind, from here onwards, all the verses are a response to that unspoken question. Arjuna says here, Lobhopahata chetasaha yadyapyetena pashyanti. Minds injured by greed, because of that these people may not see or do not see. Arjuna diagnoses the core problem here. Because of greed, their minds are cluttered. Because of greed, their minds are clouded. Because of greed, their minds are incapable of seeing consequences. This is not lack of intelligence. This is moral blindness. Because of this blindness, they are ready for mass destruction. They are ready for collapse of families. They are ready for irreversible human loss. But we are not like that. Here he gives examples of Kauravas' behavior. What they did not see? Lobhopahata chetasaha na pashyanti. The minds are injured by greed, they won't see. What they won't see? Kulakshayakritam dosham. Arjuna makes a very subtle distinction here. Dosha means the fundamental mistake. The mistake is choosing war. The mistake is choosing war knowing it will destroy families. The mistake is choosing war knowing it will destroy traditions. Choosing war knowing it will destroy social balance. This is the error in their part, the root error. They are not seeing by destroying the family, the whole thing will be imbalanced. They are not seeing that. They are not seeing it as a mistake. That pains me. That pains us. We are not like that. And then he says, Patakam. It is not only a mistake. Destroying family is not only a mistake. It will create the consequences. Patakam means the consequences and accumulated sin. From that mistake arises Pataka. Pataka is not just sin in ritual sense. Pataka means long-term consequences. Pataka means accumulated sin. Pataka means accumulated guilt. Pataka means suffering that extends beyond one generation. Arjuna sees clearly if we fight, very few will survive. Then what remains? Broken families, orphaned elders and kids, and collapsed values. That aftermath is Pataka. So, that they won't see. Yadyapyetena pashyanti kulakshaya kritam dosham and Patakam. And mitradrohe cha Patakam. He says betrayal of friendship. So you guys are cousins, not friends. And ultimately you became enemies. So no friends. Then why are you saying mitradrohe cha Patakam? So it is very important here. Pandavas did not act only as relatives. They acted as friends. They offered to compromise. They offered to sacrifice. They offered to peace even with less than what was rightfully theirs. They offered friendship. They offered to give up everything, and they were ready to have less. But those offers were rejected. The rejection itself a dosha, mistake, a grave mistake. The war that follows that rejection becomes Patakam, unavoidable consequences and sin. So, they won't see the mitradroha as a mistake. They won't see because of that mitradroha this war happened. Because of this war, the mass destruction will going to happen. Because of the mass destructions, we are going to accumulate lots of sin. They are not seeing the consequences. That is why it pains me. We don't want to fight. We don't want to act like them. Arjuna's ethical position is this. Arjuna is not saying they are wrong, we are right. He is saying they may not see, but we do see. And once we see, we are responsible for the whole mass destruction. We want to avoid this mass destruction. We don't want to commit that mistake. We don't want to be part of that consequences. That is why we have to stop this war. When we look at this verse in a psychological angle, this verse represents moral asymmetry. When one side is blinded by greed and the other side is aware of consequences, the aware side bears a heavier burden. Because knowledge increases responsibility, not comfort. Once you know the consequences, you have to act responsibly. That is what shows in this particular verse. So, Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 verse 38 shows Arjuna at a peak of ethical clarity. He distinguishes between dosha and pataka. Dosha, the initial mistake. Pataka, the inevitable consequences. So Arjuna believes stepping back is the only way to avoid becoming part of that chain. But clarity without strength soon leads to collapse. From the next verse onward, Arjuna will say, if we see all this so clearly, should not we restrain ourselves? That question unfolds next. God bless you all. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayaah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shantihi. Om Shantihi. Om Shantihi. See you all again in next class. Hari Om. Sham. Om Sham.